Morning you guys, so it is all over. It's Monday morning and the wedding is done. My work is not yet complete regarding even the wedding because I need to make sure that today the tables that I hired are picked up from the church. I've got to sell all the seat covers, so I've got them all here. I've got flowers to figure out who wants what and, you know, things like that. Some soft drink and wine left over, so there's still a bit of clutter around, but I'm just so thankful that the day is over and it went pretty well. Well, it went really well with a few hiccups, but none of the hiccups were massive, you know, none of them ruined the day. So the hiccups were, I didn't forget, but as I was moving all the boxes of stuff out of here into Kev's car, one of the tablecloths fell off and I found it last night when I came, well, no, Saturday night when I came back. And so we were missing one tablecloth, but that was actually okay because I had ordered more of the round tablecloths and we kind of made do. So that didn't matter too much. The media guy that I'd employed a sound engineer for the whole day and a media guy for the service. And the media guy was to put up all of the lyrics on the screen to the songs so that Eve could read them. But he was taken into hospital with a bad chest infection. So there was a guy came in very briefly to sort of, I suppose, to replace him, but he didn't stay for the whole service. And the sound engineer was left to do it. And that meant that actually for one of the songs, there was only the chorus coming up. And so Eve couldn't see the words, which was a shame, but she said she wasn't bothered. Dad was trying to sign all of the songs anyway. He was standing next to her, obviously, but she could sort of look over at him to see what part of the song they were at. So that was, again, not a huge issue. I just felt like I'd let Eve down a little bit with that, but there was nothing I could do and there's nothing could be done about that, you know. Again, with the media during the best man's speech, you won't see it because I'm going to put a video up for you, but you won't see it, but because I edited it out. But there was actually, he said to play a song and then the song was playing but no words, and he said it needs to have the words, so there was a bit of a sort of silence while that was all figured out, and he went and helped sort it out, and then it ran smoothly after that. And I think that was pretty much it, other than me getting a throat infection again. I could not believe it when, is this the third one? Yeah, I had tonsillitis, then it went into a chest infection, didn't it? Then I got better and I had a vomiting bug. Then I got pharyngitis, and then that I felt like was just going away, and then it came back again after just a day without, you know, a day feeling better. So that's why there's been a huge absence of me on here. That and, you know, trying to do the wedding stuff. So on Saturday I just dosed myself up with flu capsules because my nose was running. It was like having a cold as well as having a sore throat. So I was just on lockets all day and flu medication, which I'm not really supposed to take because of my blood pressure. But I thought for the one day, I'm just going to risk it, you know, so that, because it really does make a difference. The stuff with the phenylephrine in it and the caffeine in it, I know that it does raise your blood pressure, but I figured, you know, I'm on blood pressure medication, whereas before I was given the medication, I would always take cold and flu medication and my blood pressure wasn't controlled, whereas now it is controlled. So I did that for the day and that helped get me through it. And it was just so busy that I didn't have any time really to focus on that. You know, I was just focus on everything going right. And as far as I know, they had an amazing day. I briefly spoke to my dad a few times. I did a speech for my dad, which will be in the video that I'm going to put up a video of the whole wedding for you because I've already, you know, done some editing on it and it's ready to be watched. That's the one I'm going to give to my dad and Eve. What I might do with that one is add in some photos, some family photos, and add in some titles and say, you know, this is the bride coming in, this is the bride, this is the vows, that kind of thing. I'm not sure yet, but so I don't know whether you'll be interested in it. You might want to just skip through, you know, songs and get to the speeches, or you might not want to see that. You might just want to see the bride coming down. She looked absolutely beautiful. I'm really proud of myself now, and people kept telling me you should be proud of yourself, but to me, until the day had passed and the photos had come out okay, I was never going to be proud of myself, you know, because to me it's about, I know it shouldn't be, it's not just about the effort, and I know I put a massive amount of effort in, and you know, I've been sick and I've been trying to do every single thing for my dad, but if in the end it doesn't work out, to me I'm not going to be proud of myself for the effort I put in if it didn't actually work out. I know most people would disagree with that. And oh, actually one of the other things that did kind of go wrong is the photos, because I knew that it was going to be tricky to get photos done in the room, and you'll see that it's actually quite dark. and they only have sort of like mood lighting, and they've got they've got a couple of windows, but the blinds were pulled down and they're too high to reach, too difficult to lift up. But even if we could, it was dark by the time it came to do photos. And so I had a flash on my camera, I had an external flash, but the settings on my camera, there's all different settings, and with some of the settings it was going blurry. And of course I'm under pressure because I've got people sitting there waiting for a photo to be taken, and then the people standing behind me waiting for their photo to be taken afterwards. And so I just kept taking a few photos and changing the settings, because some settings seemed to not be blurry, but I couldn't really see, because like I said, it was dark, I didn't have my glasses on, I couldn't really see which setting was working. I just thought if I just take a few on each setting. And so I have got, I think, some good photos. I've got some good enough photos as well, and the only thing I don't feel like I have is an excellent photo of my dad and Eve, and so that's, I'm really disappointed in that. But I have to say, I think my dad will be okay, because we'd already talked about the fact that it would be dark and it would be difficult for me to do photos. And oh goodness, sorry about the Hoover in the background there. And so we've already talked about the fact that next week or the week after I'm going to do her hair and makeup again. They're both going to get dressed up on a nice day. I don't know how we'll figure that out, and we're going to go to a castle that I know of, that I've done photo shoots with dogs before, and do some more photos. And that will be their kind of official photo shoot, so that they can get some really nice pictures from that, you know, because I knew it wasn't going to be possible because it was dark, but also because there wasn't a setting in the room to do photos, and Eve couldn't stand for very long because of her hip, so I had them sitting on the stage, and it's not, you know, the most perfect of backgrounds, so it wasn't a great, I know that it wasn't my fault necessarily, but it's a little bit disappointing, but not too bad at all. So anyway, being as that's Hoover's going, I'm going to love you and leave you. There's not much else to tell you this week. Is, like I said, just going to be catching up after the wedding stuff. I've got a lot of sorting out to do, and I'll leave you with that video, and then hopefully things will be back to normal next week, whatever normal may be. So thank you for your patience, and thank you for everybody's well wishes, and I hope you enjoy the video.